Hi there, boys and girls. Mrs. Heim is here, and I am going to read you a story called Froggy Gets Dressed. And I love this story because it's Froggy, and Froggy always gets himself in an embarrassing situation. The title of the story is Froggy Gets Dressed. The author is Jonathan London. He wrote all the words in here. And Frank Remkiewicz is the illustrator. He created and drew Froggy. So let's find out what's Froggy going to do. First of all, I have a big Froggy right here that we're going to help dress. And during the story, you're going to hear this a lot. Froggy. His mom has to yell at him a lot. So when I point to this, I need your help. Can you help me say Froggy? Actually, she's kind of saying it in an excited voice because there is an exclamation mark. Remember, we've talked about that punctuation? Okay, so let's see what happens. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. Snow, snow, he sang. I want to play in the snow. And his mother said, Froggy, go back to sleep. Don't you know frogs sleep all winter? Wake up when the snow melts. So frogs are an animal that hibernate in the winter. He's supposed to be sleeping. No, 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 cried Froggy. I'm awake, awake. I want to go play in the snow. So guess what? Froggy decided to go play in the snow. First, he put on his socks. Zoop. Let me find his socks. He has red socks to put on. Then, he pulled on his boots. Zoop. He's got red boots too. Hopefully that stays. And zoop. Then he pulled on his hat. Zat. Puts that on his head. Then he tied on his scarf. That will help keep his neck warm. There's his scarf. And then he tugged on his mittens. They keep our hands warm. Zug, zug. And he flopped out into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Doesn't that look like fun? And I see a couple of friends back there playing. Oh boy, here's our first Froggy. There's his mom yelling, Froggy! Can you say that with me? Froggy! Called his mother. What? Said Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops! I forgot to put on my pants. Oh, Froggy. So Froggy flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He took off his mittens. He untied his scarf. He took off his hat. He pulled off his boots. He left on his socks. And he slipped on his pants with a zip. Then he pulled on his boots. Zoop. Let's make sure they stay on him. Zoop. And then, I'm going to have to put it like that. He put on his hat. Zat. And he put on his scarf. Zip. And he tugged on his mittens. Zoop. Zoop. And flopped back out into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Okay, here goes his mom again. Froggy, called his mother. What? Did you still forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, I forgot to put on my shirt, he said. And your coat, added his mother. And so he flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat. He left on his pants, his boots, and his socks, and buttoned up his shirt. There it is. Except this shirt does not have buttons, and it's not wanting to stay on. Stay right there. And he buttoned up his coat. There's his coat right over here. And there he goes. He's got to have all of that on to stay warm. I think I need another magnet to hold it up there. There we go. And he put on his hat with a zap, tied on his scarf, tugged on his mittens, and flopped back out into the snow. He looks ready now, doesn't he? Flop, flop, flop. Oh, there's his mom again. Say it with me. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. He had on his shirt. He had on his pants. He had on his socks. He reached up. Yup. I have on my hat. What could be missing? What do you think it is, boys and girls? What's missing? And then his mother yelled, "Your underwear!" Oh, gosh. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. And look at these guys back here. They're laughing at him. That's embarrassing. So Froggy had to flop back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unsnapped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt. Let's move those over there. Unzipped his pants. Pulled off his boots. Took off his socks. And slipped on his long johns. And I have them right there. There's his long johns. Now, long johns are underwear that's really, really long. And I need another magnet for that. Okay, do you have long underwear at your house? With a zap of elastic, he put them on. And you can see how tight they are. Then he put on one sock. Soup. He pulled on one boot. Zoop. Whoops, that fell on the floor. He tugged on one mitten. Zoom. And he started to tug the other one when he let it drop. Ugh. And said, "I'm too tired." And went back to sleep. Poor Froggy. There he is, snoring away. Good night, Froggy. The end. Oh, Froggy, if you would have only remembered to put everything on at the one time, he wouldn't be so tired and he could be outside building a snowman right now. So when you want to go outside, don't forget to put your things on. Let's see what we need to wear in the winter. Okay, well, Froggy had a pair of long underwear, and some of you might have a shirt and pants that are long underwear. But his was all connected together. This just keeps you extra warm, so don't forget your underwear. What do you need to put on next? Yeah, you could put on your pants next. Or your socks next. Oh, where's the other sock? And you'll need a shirt to put on. Don't forget your shirt and your coat. And what else? A scarf that keeps your neck nice and warm. And your mittens. That will keep your hands nice and warm. And of course, you'll need your snow boots to keep your feet nice and warm. Okay, if you do all that one time, you won't be tired and you will be able to go out and enjoy the snow. Have fun. I hope you get to go play in the snow soon.